Did you know if you die within a 7-year period of creating a trust, it could affect you or your estate, it can affect your loved ones personally, and it could affect the trust completely. So it's really important you understand this rule or the concept of 7 years, okay? Now, I'm going to keep it really simple. When you make a gift to an individual, you've got to survive 7 years, especially if it's more than £325,000. Why? Because this threshold called the nil rate band, you probably heard it going around on the internet, something like that, noise. That's your allowance. And if you exceed that allowance, anything over that amount will be subject to inheritance tax. However, the clock resets every 7 years. All right. So if you gave out £350,000 to someone and unfortunately passed away within the 7-year period of making that gift, then unfortunately that gift now becomes chargeable for inheritance tax, at least the portion that's outside of 325. Now, if you give into a trust, similar thing. If you put more than £325,000 in a trust, it's going to attract a tax immediately anyway. If you pass away, then there'll be an additional tax on death. Depending on the type of trust that you set up, it could be a tax not just on the trust, it could be a tax on the individual loved ones that you made a trust for. Again, it depends on the type of trust that you set up. So it's really important you understand the 7-year rule. Also, you can make a gift directly to someone, and that's a type of gift, and you can do a gift to a trust, which is also a type of gift. So be careful not to get confused. Just for the technicalities, so I'm not confusing anyone, the techies on the video here. You've got a potentially exempt transfer, which is an immediate gift, so it's not taxable, and you can give unlimited. But if you die within 7 years, the person who received that gift will be potentially subject to inheritance tax at 40%. But there is something called tapering. But come on the webinar and we'll talk more about that, okay? And then if you gift to a trust, that's actually called a chargeable lifetime transfer. So actually, in theory, you could do it in parallel. But if you die within 7 years, you're going to be in a lot of problems. So hence why planning is so important, all right? So that's the 7-year rule in a nutshell. You need to join our webinar so you can find out a lot more about it and ask more questions as well. All right, cheers.